Welcome to Friday Night Magic of Four Horsemen Comics and Gaming. I am Ryan O'Loughlin, and with me is...
I am Kurt and I.
Kurt's going to give you a rundown on the matchup while I bring up our chats.
Yep, so we have Jeremy Harmon playing Green-White Tron, and we got James Nutter playing Abzan Traverse. It's a bit of a newer take on Abzan that really kind of popped up, as far as I know, the first time during SCG Baltimore. During the Modern Open, where I think an Abzan Traverse deck made it into the top 8, maybe even the top 4. I don't quite recall. I was there for a little while, but
Well, what good are you?
but I didn't hang around to see the end of it. I did watch it, but my memory's a little fuzzy. But yeah, basically it's like a more traditional Abzan list, but it runs Traverse the Uvenwald in it, basically to tutor out your big powerful creatures, and they kind of grind it out. And it does run some tools that it kind of takes from the Death Shadow decks. As you can see, Jimmy opened up by casting 3 Mishra's Baubles on his first turn.
That's a whole lot of baubles.
Yeah, it is. And it also, I mean, it's in there really to help fuel the Delirium so you can get your Traverses off. And I mean, it's a sweet deck. For 3 mana, you can Traverse for a Goyf and get a real big Goyf or something like that. I can't remember if the list ran like a 1 of Death Shadow on the sideboard or something. I don't know if Jimmy's does or not, but we'll see when it comes up.
Did he shock that Overgrown too?
It
might help if I put the game up in front of you.
Yeah. There we go. No, it looks like he fetched. He's got his life test at 19, so
Okay.
he probably fetched and had to come in taps.
All right, I've got the Twitch chat up. I've got our Facebook chat up. If you are out there and you wanna partake in the awesomeness that is this matchup, just shout out and we'll include you in the discussion.
Hello to Curtis as well, who messaged me asking me before. He's at work right now on the late shift, but he's
gross.
he's watching us while he's there. Or at least he should be.
You better be, Curtis.
All right, and it looks like he fetched down to 16. Looks like he fetched and shocked. Yep.
We will adjust that.
And he's going to cast a Lingering Souls, always a solid card.
So I know that when I used to play the regular Abzan mid-range, Tron was a terrible matchup.
Yeah.
Is it any different for the Traverse deck?
I'm going to say no, because Jimmy was complaining about it to me down there when I was helping him get set up, that we always put him on the camera when he's got bad matchups.
We do it on purpose.
Yeah.
Drives him nuts.
I told him we just like having him on camera, you know?
Yeah. That's what you should tell them.
Those Mew tokens for the
Lingering Souls?
The Lingering Souls look pretty sweet.
That is All's Dust, so all the colored things will die, which do include the white spirit tokens.
Yep.
I'm not sure why he's picking up his lands.
I'm not sure either.
Okay,
There we go.
He just wanted to hold them for a minute.
Maybe he thought for a second that it hits your lands too.
That would be terrible.
That would be terrible.
All colored permanents and spells and lands that produce colored mana.
Yeah, I was gonna say, fortunately, lands are colorless. Yeah, but so it's got the Traverse package. It has
I see a Grimflayer.
Yeah, it's got Grimflayers and Tarmogoyfs. So it's kind of like, it plays like a Delirium deck almost. It's got good stuff. You know, you can get 4/4 flares. You can have big Goyfs. It's really just a value town sort of deck. It did real well in Baltimore too. They got pretty far.
Sounds like something I would enjoy.
Yeah.
I like these colors. I like value. CGT2 shouting Jimmy out in the chat.
Is that Curtis?
It might be Curtis.
It's probably Curtis. I don't know Curtis's middle name, so
you should shout out Jeremy too.
Yeah.
That guy has harmony. I'll tell you what.
So Jeremy also had Natural Tron on turn 3, which also just feels bad anytime you're against something like that. And then he throws down a Reality Smasher, and this is why I don't like Tron decks.
I don't like Tron decks because I typically play decks that can't beat them.
Yeah. Tron is tough. I just played last night at the gaming dungeon.
Yeah?
And I was taking a blue-white control brew that I had for a spin, and had a real sloggy matchup with an Eldrazi Tron player. Our first game took about 40 minutes.
Gross.
And I punted super hard at the end there and lost because of it. I was pretty annoyed about that. But, live and you learn.
Happens. All right, so recapping what we've got on the board, it looks like Jimmy has recovered from the All's Dust. He has played Grimflayer on the last turn, or 2 turns ago, and then a Scavenging Ooze, and now he's flashing back Lingering Souls. So he already has a pretty big army. Big enough where this Reality Smasher can't just attack in.
Yeah. And I'm not sure. I think he's probably counting right now to see if Grimflayer has Delirium. He's got an artifact and a land in there.
I would assume it has Delirium since Reality Smasher didn't attack on the last turn.
He has an artifact, a land, and a creature.
And he had sorcery.
He had a sorcery. So he did have Delirium last turn. So he could have traded with the Smasher, which makes sense that he didn't take. And that's the thing about the Abzan Traverse deck, which is sweet. Like I said, he just got board wiped, and he's already got
4 more guys.
The stronger board presence right now.
And he can activate that Scavenging Ooze at least twice. Or no, I think that's just the Tarmogoyf.
Just the Goyf, yeah.
Well, he can activate it a bunch of times, but he can only get a creature once.
Right.
Yeah. Alright, so here's Ancient Stirrings off the Temple of Plenty for Jeremy Harmon. He gets to stir the pot, look at the top 5, and pick colors. Ugin's probably game over. As Ugin is generally game over against any of the creature decks.
There he is.
Does Jeremy have a land for the turn? If he does, I think we might be going to game 2. And it seems as if he did. Because Jimmy's saying, we done. We good. On to game 2.
Alright.
So Jeremy Harmon takes game 1 over James Nutter. Green-White Tron over the Traverse Abzan. I will update that. Traverse Abzan. So sideboard, if you're playing the Abzan deck, what can you do to kind of mitigate this bad matchup that you've been dealt?
Well, I'm not sure what Jimmy's got going on his sideboard. Looks like he's got some Surgicals. He's got an Engineered Explosives, which is not going to do him any good.
Ignore that. Just broke everything.
Oh, man.
There we go.
There we go.
There we go.
See your beautiful family on the screen.
I haven't customized all the settings on this new hard drive yet, so it's still got like Facebook notifications popping up. And
see, I go away for a little bit, and I come back, and everything is different.
Everything is broken. Everything is different.
Well, so the only things I caught a glimpse of in Jimmy's sideboard before Ryan took the screen away from me were a couple surgical extractions and an engineer explosives. And engineer explosives is not really going to be any good in this matchup. Surgicals could be good if he has a way to destroy a Tron piece. Because he can go with the classic, get a Tron piece in the graveyard, and then get them all out of the deck in the hand. But he's looking through right now. It looks like he's basically cutting all of his kind of useless removal, like Fatal Pushes and Abrupt Decays, which are not going to hit anything.
It'll hit the maps. Makes Dora real sad.
If your goal is to blow up maps, you are nuts.
Hey, I've done it.
You're not.
And I've beat Tron like one whole time in my modern career.
Blowing up a map is something you do if they're stuck on like one land and you get ahead a couple of turns, and then you just want to add insult to injury.
I've never every deck I've played competitively in this format has had a bad Tron matchup. Birthing Pod, Cord, Abzan mid-range, just...
Yep.
Alright, so it looks like our players are done shuffling up. I don't know if Jeremy really does too much sideboarding-wise. We saw him moving some cards around, but...
And it looks like, his green-white Tron list is a little spicy because it almost looks more like just Eldrazi Tron to me.
I know he's been adding in Eldrazi. Does he still have Clockwork Dragon in the deck?
I'm not sure. We were talking a little bit earlier before F&M started, and he told me that he plans to just make this a fully fledged Eldrazi Tron deck as soon as he can get his hands on a couple necessities like your Eldrazi temples and things like that.
Yeah.
So
make sure to told him not to put Eye of Ugin in the deck, right? That would be an awkward conversation that I would have to have with him.
We have too many lands that make too many colorless mana for like no drawback. I think, my opinion. Although I'm not a hater of Eldrazi Tron. I'm not a hater of Tron in general.
I am.
Yeah, well, you play decks that have bad matchups against it. I typically have not struggled against it that much, but
sure, pawns a deck.
Yeah, well,
blow this up, blow that up. Oh, you need 3 of a certain kind of land in play to do anything?
Little
Okay.
Blood moon here, little blood moon there.
Let's do it. All right, so looks
Yeah,
like we're both keeping 7. Jimmy's on the play. He's gonna start by cracking a bauble.
Yep. And man, Mishra's Bauble, what a card that went way up in price all of a sudden. That's maybe it's Axiom Pro ban.
Maybe the most ridiculously priced card that exists at the moment.
Yeah. I mean, it was a relatively mediocre card out of a set that nobody really liked and nobody bought.
Aurochs, man.
So
don't be dissing Cold Snap.
And now it's got a real niche role in a certain kind of decks. Now that Cataxian Probe is banned, and that was enough to make the demand just go way up in relative to the supply.
CGT2 is in fact Curtis G. Taylor the second.
Looks like he's going to Kataki Wars Wage. That's a tabernacle for artifacts, basically.
Yep, it's not bad. It's better against Affinity, but if you have it, I think you bring it in against Tron.
Yeah, I mean, it will make it a little harder to keep ballistas out if Jeremy has any. It'll make the maps a little bit harder if he's not got a good solid mana base to support them before he can crack them.
What's not bad is, like, even if all they have is a Worm Coil engine in play, they have to tap a land that produces at least 2 sometimes.
Right. Yep. And then that's the rest of that leftover mana will empty out once the upkeep ends. So
yeah.
It's not a bad card to bring in at all, I don't think. Mm-hmm. It looked like he had Liliana in hand too, so he might just untap, go turn through Liliana, and just start making people discard.
And then he's just going to pitch a Lingering Souls and be like, what's up?
Yeah. And it looks like Jeremy's got 2 Tron pieces out. He has a map, but he won't be able to crack it.
He will be able to crack it on his upkeep in response to the Kataki.
Yes, but he'll have to tap both his lands to do so, which keeps him off of natural Tron for turn 3, at least being able to use all that mana. So Kataki Wars Wage already doing some work.
Yeah, unless Jeremy has it. Nope. I was going to say, unless Jeremy just has the 3rd piece in his hand.
Lots of
Amonkhet Forests.
Yeah. Lots of mana producers.
I'm going to catch you a pretty basic land.
And there's a Goyf.
Goyf is the way that you end this game quickly.
And I like that move a little better than just slamming a Lily, because now, he gets a look at Jeremy's hand. He knows what to expect, for the next turn or two, unless he top decks something crazy here. But
do you think it's more important to present a clock and then present disruption, like cast the Goyf then disrupt with Liliana, than the reverse?
I think it depends on the matchup. And
yeah,
yeah. In this matchup, I think it is probably a good idea to get an idea of what Jeremy has in his hands, because you don't want to slam a Lily just to have Jeremy go, okay, untap, play Tron piece, play Ugin,
right,
and just wipe all your stuff off the board,
Yeah.
So,
blah. Blah indeed. Alright, so there's the map, and I'm pretty sure that looked like it was in response to the... Yeah, okay. So here's Liliana.
Yep.
Old Lils. Just gonna go up.
And he's gonna tick up, make him discard. There goes a Chromatic Sphere and a Blooming Marsh, it looks like.
Chromatic Sphere is not that good with Kataki out there, unless you're just chaining them all in your main phase.
Right.
Down to 13 for Jeremy Harmon.
And I mean, Kataki, it has kept Jeremy off of getting Tron for, 2 turns?
Yep.
Kept him off for 2 turns.
But he has it.
He has it now, but keeping him off it for 2 turns is pretty useful in there. So he drew.
The board wipe.
All is dust.
The board wipe that kills your creatures and your planeswalkers.
Oh, man, that's rough.
Brutal.
That's the thing about Tron too. Why people like it so much is because you can be so far behind, but as long as you have Tron, like your odds of just top decking some sort of bomb that just swings the whole game around are so high.
And here's a Sundering Titan to just clean up.
Yep, I'm surprised Jimmy left.
Don't
Inquisitions.
You think you should just not fetch here because that Sundering Titan's going to come down?
Can he cast it?
Well,
what's the conversion cost on Sundering Titan? Is it 7?
I thought it was. I don't know. Let me look.
Let us consult the Oracle.
Sundering Titan. Okay, Percy.
What is Sean Carroll saying to us here?
Nothing important. It's 8. So yes, he can cast it.
He feels offended by my discussion.
He feels offended by a lot of things. All right, well, now that makes sense. Cracking it to so you can get your Liliana out. So he's down to 14. We need to put some tape on that table for where those dice need to be.
We should do that. You know what? I really want to. I have some housekeeping things that maybe I'll probably just wait and discuss off camera. But
yeah, that'd probably be good. All right, so yeah, the Liliana is good here.
Yeah, because she just make him sack the Sundering Titan. He'll lose.
He's gonna lose a bunch of lands. Yeah,
but at least he'll have a Lily on the table, and Jeremy will have theoretically nothing.
Now, of course, Jimmy needs to activate the Liliana before he plays a land.
Oh.
Well, it's a fetch land. It's a fetch land, though.
Oh, he ticks it.
But he ticked it up.
Ticks it up.
That's
interesting. I guess he didn't want to get stuck at one land. Maybe he's hoping that he'll.
Well, if you take it down, then he's not going to lose any lands. In fact, Jeremy will have to lose the forest. And now. And now Jeremy has protection against the edict with the walking ballista. I can't help but think that was a mistake.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know what Jimmy is thinking, what he's got going on here. Maybe he was worried about just losing his lands with the Sundering Titan on the way out.
But he didn't have any. I guess maybe he was just thinking that he would lose lands, but he would not have.
Right, because the Blooming Marsh doesn't have a basic land type, so...
Yeah, and neither does Verdant Catacombs. Alright,
so saw what he had with the bauble, did not like it, so he's gonna fetch it away.
Away to the land of Oz.
And he needs to find an answer for...
Alright, and that's the match. Jeremy Harmon on Green-White Tron takes this one over James Nutter on Traverse Abzan. Not too much time has gone on the clock, so we're going to see if we can jump downstairs and get you guys another match.